Welcome to the Sacred Consciousness, and I am Daniela Haskara. And today I have an interview with Trevor Miller. This is amazing. You actually made it. So good to see you, Trevor.
Well, thank you, Daniela.
I'm just so happy to see you, Trevor. And the beauty is your success story with what you applied and how you've been diligent. I mean, you've been so good in what's the right word? It's like your consistency in applying the method, what works. You have a consistency, and that obviously is doing good to you, and you're looking better, and you're looking better, and you're looking healthier, and you're looking better, and you're doing better, you know?
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
So that is all an amazing success. But can I tell you what something really interesting what happened was I was getting an email from them, and they basically said they took the video of CEST for live down for a violation of basically content violating true information. And then they put the number on it. It's 41 second in and 1 second. And it's exactly where you made a reference to your where you made a reference to the hospital. So it's a violation to mention hospital. So anyway, I want to do everything according to the rules. So what I was thinking, it's just too bad. We just hit the milestone of 1,006 viewers.
Oh, really? That's good.
Well, it's gone now because you see 1,006 views. All these people who had a reference to this video, they don't find it anymore because it's gone out of the.
That's very disappointing. Have you got a copy tucked away on your hard drive?
Yeah, no. What I will do is I will edit the hospital name out, and I will edit references out, and I will email. You see, I have the rights to. When you promote somebody or when you interview someone, you always have the right to reference the email address, the person's name. And what I will do is I will make a personal note under the video that anybody who needs help can get in touch with you personal, and you can give them all the information. And that way it's according to the rules, and it's we know that things are, we can talk about that later, and we know what it is all about. So we just apply to the rules and still help people. So tell me, Trevor, you feeling better. I'm so excited. You tell me.
Well, it's a gradual process. It hasn't been a miracle, but it's definitely been a miracle in some ways because the cancer has reduced. It's gone from all over my liver, which was like marbled meat, as they described. So they said they can't operate because it's through all parts of the liver. It's like marbled meat, if you can imagine. Where would you cut without destroying the liver? So they said, all we can do is give you chemo. And when that it's immunotherapy, but when it backfired, they said, well, we can give you hospice. Would you like to go to hospice now? Because we've tried everything and it looks like it's still growing. I said, oh, before I go to hospice, I'd like to have a time to think about that. And that's when I started to do Plan B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so anybody watching, since we are not allowed on YouTube any detailed information, we will link the success story and all information you want to ask underneath this video. And anybody who is in need for more information, please get in touch with Trevor Miller. He is very open and very helpful in wanting to share his journey. I am just so happy. How many years have you been challenged? And that this message from the doctor, do you want to have hospice? How long ago is that now?
That was 2019. Laura Grace was with me and my lady friend. They were standing on either side, and the doctor said, "Well, would you like the hospice now, and we can book you in, or would you want more treatment?" And the treatment he gave me before had destroyed my adrenal glands, had given me basically diarrhea for a year, like it's called colitis or perforated intestine. So I basically just had a horrible time. I couldn't put on weight because I just couldn't hold any food in my body. Plus the cancer was eating it as well. It was basically stealing the sugar from the blood for its own growth. So it was a lost cause. They did everything they could. The man in the white coat did his best. They referred me to the head of the hospital who did his best, and then they realized there was nothing more they could do. So it was hospice, or would you like to try an experimental one? But I'm not sure I really want to talk about the boring part. I'd like to talk about the good part.
Well, I'm all up for that one. What you're saying to everybody is this. What I admire about you is this. The challenge was not the threatening part. The challenge was the beginning of a conscious journey. What do I do with the challenge? And so anybody addressing a challenge in their life, this is not it's not the end of the story. So the challenge is, no matter what other people say to you, you know that you have always an alternative, and you always can choose additional possibilities. You can try everything, and you can also, nothing is like, there is no such a thing that something is set in stone. It's in, there, I mean, I like to pin it down to a number of points. It's your mindset. It's how positive you allow yourself to think. How much research you want to do, how much you challenge yourself to going through an uncomfortable situation, not giving up. I mean, the whole point is not to give up, and to put all the power and energy into the research, this is a new day. Now I look at something new, and I'm going for it. And so that's what I'm encouraging everyone to do, that, and this is what you've been really good at, I think. It's
a numbers game, Daniela. I just kept hitting more and more treatments that seemed to have plausibility. And when I noticed they weren't working, I had to keep upping the ante to the next treatment. And in the end, I had 67 protocols that if I wasn't doing them all at once, I had done them for a period of time over several
67
years before I got to protocol 68.
Wow, 67 protocols. I'm actually curious.
The protocol that appears to have done the trick was the one that was one of the most outlandish ones. And I'm not sure if I can even say what it is, because it looks like...
So let's stay away from the mentioning of the details.
Right.
So we are in the applying of the rule of the YouTube channel. We don't want to upset them. So you done 67 protocols, and those details can be found out if somebody wants
to. They're all documented. I have them all well recorded, and they're listed and up for anyone to look at. And I don't want to put people off, but if I knew now what I know in my personal condition, I would have gone straight to protocol 68.
Exactly. So,
but I didn't have that wisdom.
Well,
I heard about it from people, but it sounded so far out there. I thought, That doesn't sound as safe as some of the others. But as it turned out, it was by far the safest. I've had no side effects that I'm aware of. The side effects I was getting from the man in the white coat, they've all quietly gone away now. Not all 100%, but definitely disappearing out of my existence. The adrenal insufficiency is forever, apparently. Even the alternative people don't believe that's healable, but I take hydrocortisone 20 milligrams a day, which is not a terrible thing to do. But as I'm saying, there's
So
been no side effects from
let's
this, from
let's
Protocol
stay away.
68.
Yeah, let's stay away. What you just mentioned, is that a legal thing to say?
Well, hydrocortisone is a standard medication for any doctor will give you for adrenal insufficiency.
Okay, so we want to. I'm a little bit um at all. What am I allowed to speak about and what I'm not allowed
I
to
think
speak
we all are.
about? Because
We're in the brave new
we
world.
obviously, my video, our video, your video was so beautiful in its great lengths, and I will return it. So what I will do is the past video, I will section it off 1 to 3 sections, and I will post, this journey, then this journey, then this journey, and I will take away everything sensitive out, and be making like series 1, 2, 3, and then this will be 4, a follow up. And I will probably post the follow up now first, and promise that the previous videos, the 1, 2, 3, will follow up on that. Just
Right.
because I think there's quite beauty in your video, from the beginning to the end, and we just take any sensitivity subjects out. That's not a big deal, and we can do.
Well, the sensitivity part, unfortunately, has to be mentioned because that's the only way I can convey what did the trick, or seems to be doing the trick. No one's out of the jungle yet. But
So this is why I'm saying it's valuable what you have to share. It's absolutely crucial. It's absolutely crucial, and I'm encouraging this information. You can make a personal booklet for anybody contacting you, and you there can be it can be.
well, I could mention it by not mentioning it. In other words, people kind of know from the first videos what did the trick, more pretty much.
Exactly.
And I just basically say what did the trick is definitely doing this and that, so I can explain how much better I am because of that particular thing.
Exactly. So anyone interested, we'll share that for sure. And what I want to just say is, uh, even your weight, you were all the way down to what kind of weight you were, like really
Well, I hit 137, and that was pretty thin because you couldn't really lose much more than that because there was no muscle to speak of.
Yeah, and we
There
have
was
to say
bones
you're really
and I guess
tall,
blood.
because you're really tall. I mean, how tall are you, Trevor? You're
Oh, yeah, 6'1".
Yeah,
I think I'm 6'1" and a half.
that's
Sometimes 6'2",
important.
depends how you measure it. But I think I'm 6'1"
Yeah,
and a half.
yeah. And for you to be losing so much weight, that was very thin. I remember that
Oh,
time.
yeah, I was 200. So you go from 200
Yeah.
to basically losing a third of your weight. So you're down to 137, is close to 2/3. So that's a lot for a lean guy to start with. I wasn't like an overweight guy to start
Yeah.
with. So I didn't
And
have any
you have
excess to
progress.
lose.
Yeah, and you have progress to share. You have gained weight.
Yeah, back to not gain beyond my 200. I'm up to
No.
180 now.
But how much are you now?
180 pounds, which in
180.
kilos is about 80 kilograms. So I'm
Yeah.
80 kilograms because I'm in Australia and everything's in kilograms.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a challenge to get to Protocol 68. But as I said, it worked, and it seems to be working. And the good thing is that you can travel with it. I mean, I don't have to be near hospitals and getting PET scans and X-rays and all that stuff. I can just be on the road. I could be traveling. I could be overseas.
You know, it's making me really happy, Trevor, to see you this way. Oh my gosh, what a blessing! What a blessing! And we all know why why these things are a little bit more not allowed to be spoken about. We know that there are bigger forces in the play.
Well, there's a lot of people that are earning a lot of income from having this information not being widely accessible.
Yeah,
So
and sometimes
that's unfortunate, but that's the reality of the world we're in, and you either
have a
accept it and
challenging
work with
world.
it
Mm-hmm.
and get creative, or you just go along with the program, like I was going along with the program until I hit the wall, as I call it. And it was either get creative or just basically go to hospice. And for those who aren't sure what hospice is, I'm not sure if everyone knows. I told my friend the other day, he didn't know what it was. He said, what's that? It's a place you go to die, nice and peacefully.
Yeah, it's the place where they only focus on giving you a pleasant death. Yeah.
No
And
one's trying to reverse anything. They're accepting you're on your way out. So make yourself as comfortable and have nice pillows and music and relaxing views out the window and just drift off into the cosmos.
It's when hospice is really the place where any new possibilities will not be given to you to help you with the something to progress in some kind of way. It is a place which, God thanks to the people helping in hospice. You know, I'm admiring nurses and helpers who doing this work. So there's nothing wrong about this work. So we want to say there's nothing wrong about this work. It's just I have I have even memories of my father being put into that stage where I believe there could have been more alternatives. But anyway, we can't sometimes in life be too upset about some things who maybe didn't go in the way you hope that there could have been going. But I do encourage that choice is double checked and triple checked and not lightly given, because we are living in a world where the power of the mind and the power of your inner well-being and your inner guidance is being really proven to can be so powerful. We can choose different scenarios by completely believing in them. So medicine is changing a great deal, and we have, without every path is different in life, but everyone should choose wisely to open their mind to possibilities. We're not.
Don't give up unless you feel it's time for you to give up. But if you feel the man in the white coat is saying, basically, are you ready for hospice? That's only his option. That's only his choice, but it may not be your choice.
Exactly. Yeah.
And not to be afraid to be a little adventurous, because when your back's against the wall, you actually, it's amazing how the courage can come. It's almost like, well, we got nothing to lose now. We know where we're going, so let's see if we can change this end result.
Yeah. What tricks did you invent in your own mind to conquer that this challenging period?
Tricks. I invented in my mind.
Because belief
I
is,
had great hope in Protocol 68, and I'll tell you why. Because when you first get your diagnosis, you're overwhelmed. You don't know which way to turn, and you trust the people in the white coat with the lots of degrees after their name, because you think, well, they've got the experience, so you do whatever you're told. But if it gets to that place where it's not working, then you think, well, I've still got my faculties and my ability to think for myself. What else can I possibly do? And that's when I put out for friends to send protocols to me, which they feel had efficacy. Unfortunately, most friends mean well, but they often send you something that sounds a little odd, and it's up to you to do the research because they're too busy doing life. And so I understand that. I'm the one who's got to deal with my condition, so I do the research. And I'll tell you what, there's so much reading, your head spins. All you're doing is living and breathing, reading research on cancer. And because you're very tired and weak, your bandwidth is very small. So you've got a small amount of bandwidth to do the maximum. It's like doing a PhD, basically, if you're serious about trying to understand what this is and reverse it. So I trusted the man in the white coat for the few months, but then when it failed, I realized, well, it's up to me now. And that was a year down the track, and I had all this side effect damage from what they gave me. And I really wanted it to work. Who doesn't want it to work? You know, you go to a big multi-billion-dollar institution, you're trusting, of course, it's going to work. These guys have got it all worked out. They're geniuses. That's why they get PhDs and MDs. They're all brilliant. And they've all got the latest technology, and they've all got the latest research, and the top scientists from all around the world are working to discover the secret. And of course, they've got the latest and greatest. So you trust them completely. And then when it failed and they say hospice, you think, oh, hang on a sec, I really put a lot of faith in these people, and now I've got to really, really put a lot of faith in myself. By the grace of God go I. Now, I know not everyone's religious here, but I really believe that there's an intelligence behind everything. That's just me. Everyone's got their own philosophy. But I just felt the intelligence was saying, all right, you've got this adventure. You signed up for an adventure. Now, how is your soul choosing to deal with this adventure? Just lay back and give up, or say, no, I'm ready. I'm in the corner now, and I'm getting punched up. I need to either collapse or punch back. And so I thought, well, I've got to do something really, really, big. And then I thought, well, that's Protocol 68, which scared the living daylights out of me. I've got to do some research on that. And the first person I called was a referral.
I hear a book, Protocol 68.
Yeah.
Book title.
Yeah. But it really was protocols. I mean, I've got the list of 67 protocols, and I didn't think there was even possibly any more out there, because I researched them all. I was like,
I helped you write the book. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. It's like love potion number 9.
Yeah.
I finally discovered love potion number 9.
69 would sound a little different, but 68 sounds good.
Oh yeah, that one's the next one coming when you're healthy.
Well, actually, it's kind of cute, because it's when, it's almost like you have something to look forward. It's like
seriously, you have to have things to look forward to. I feel that's one of the solutions, is really having a full and creative list of possibilities of how you're going to celebrate and enjoy being back on your feet in good health.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just to go back to work at the same old job that you never liked from the beginning, that's not a really high incentive to make it.
No, I mean, it was very hard on you. I mean, this is 4.5 years later. Is it 4.5? Almost 5. I mean, in the fall it will be 5.
Well,
right?
I'm 5.5 years since diagnosis, 4.5
years in life cycle.
Now, I have to thank all our friends out there, the ones that supported me and the ones that gave me lots of love and goodwill and other ways of emotional and spiritual support. I have a lot of things to thank for getting me to an adjacent country where there was a place that was able to do a miraculous thing that reversed everything by 50%. They all disappeared 50%, which to me is miraculous in itself. but it was an ongoing requirement to go back there and get boosters and follow-ups. Otherwise, what happened was it all started to come back. And so in a year,
Wow.
I was back to where I started. It was
So
coming back.
you were able to receive a protocol which you really very diligently fulfilled every day, and that protocol, I mean, even that protocol is a very valuable thing to put into your book, because it's like you know, this is, people need to know
You mean
how
the place in an adjacent country that I went to? That
he
one?
has.
Well, that was great. It brought a whole year of clear-headed thinking
Wow.
where I was able to feel that I was going in the good direction for a solid year before I noticed my first negative test. So that
Wow.
the valuable time to actually go through several more protocols beyond until I did 67 protocols. But then when it was coming back in force, even taking the regular chemo that the doctor had, I should explain. After the doctor said hospice, I said, no, I'd like to continue more other research, other treatments. He did come up with another chemo that seemed to be helping a little bit. But it was a combination of that. But in a year, it was all coming back again after the overseas country I visited. So I thought, okay, I can ask for another handout, but I don't know whether my friends had the pockets and deep enough capacity to be generous to get me back there. And then it's an annual booster type of visit, you know, just to keep the whole thing afloat.
Yeah.
I just knew that wasn't my future because it was a heavy lift to do the whole passing the hat around in the first place. And to do that twice, I think most friends would think, well, Trevor, you know, I'm
So
not sure really
so
he's going to
to
hold you in the long term.
explain to the viewer, you had the privilege to, you had a raiser who helped you to start one protocol with with the help of your friends, to get you almost like into a more cleaned up situation where you started to get your energy back, and you received a much more clearer mind to gain perspective. And
Correct.
so you also received that, then after that you were noticing that it would not be possible excuse me. After that, you also noticed that it was not possible for you to maintain this protocol. And luckily, the protocol 68 was cheaper, more affordable, and just came in the perfect time when you actually were able to gain the perspective. You gained time, and then you were able to
Yes.
receive.
The adjacent foreign country where they got me a 12-month remission or improvement in my condition, when that strength faded and it was time to go back for my reboost, I told them I didn't have the deep enough pockets to do it. And so they basically had moved on to the next patient. There wasn't much interest in them checking up with me once I couldn't afford to go back there. So I knew I was really in a tight position. I had to come up with a solution that would be effective. And that's why I gave Protocol 68 a serious look. And the reason why I gave it a serious look was, luckily, one of the friends that referred me to Protocol 68, and luckily this friend was a friend I knew in the broader community, not so much our community, but an adjacent community. And he remembered me, and he was quite happy to pick up the phone and have a chat. And he told me how he just did it. So I started the process. And his tip was just start off small and work your way up, because you don't know, everybody's different. Everyone has a different reaction. just see how it goes. I started small, no reaction, went to the full dose, which was recommended, and never looked back. And that was 3 years ago now. And I was slowly putting on weight. I didn't get all the little side effect shivers and chills. And I still maintained all my other, the ones that were workable, the 67 protocols, the Rife machine, the coffee enema, multiple things.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
To help everybody in needing to understand.
But Daniel, I'd like to explain the really good news.
Okay, good.
The bad news was the doctor at my most recent PET scan, he said, look, it looks like it's spread to the ribs. I go, oh, that's not good. He says, no. And he says, it looks like one of the tumors on your liver, the smaller tumor, because you had multiple tumors, the small one at the bottom has grown 60%. I go, oh, that's not good either. He says, no. But he says, I'll tell you something strange. He says, we cannot find any other tumors anywhere in your liver or in your lungs.
Wow. Well, you are still you're still careful with yourself. You're obviously still needing to solve that last issue now.
Well, it's only 3 years down the path. It's not 5 years, 8
but
years.
it's an amazing, let's say it this way. The amount of tumors you had, this is an amazing accomplishment.
Oh yeah, it's 1 step backwards and 3 steps forward.
Yeah.
And if you're going to your goal and you're going 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, eventually you'll cross the street.
Well, it's your determination, and it's your belief, and your being, you know that the path, it's not like you do something and then the path ends there. The path is ongoing. Your health protocol is ongoing, and you're taking good care of yourself. And there are things you are doing, and you're progressing. And the progress is what's counts.
And this enemy, it's a relentless enemy. I hear of people that have great things where suddenly it's all gone, but then it seems to come back sometimes later in life. So all I'm saying is, and because as I said, I haven't noticed any negative other things affecting my body. I'm basically acting
and
normal.
You're looking good. You're looking better.
Well, I'm not there yet, but I'm definitely feeling better than a couple of years, 2 years ago.
You're gaining more substance, and it's happy making.
Well, that's the plan, just eating well and sleep. I still need my 10 hours to be really healthy.
What they found, the newest studies are, sleep is incredibly important.
Oh, it's amazing. I work hard, I play hard.
The whole healing takes place in the sleep.
And when you work hard and play hard, and so when you crawl into bed, it feels wonderful.
Yeah, you have to.
That's the best time I sleep basically 10 hours. So if I want to be up early in the mornings, because it's winter here and it seems like the sun is beautiful in the winter, in this neck of the woods, I like to try and go to bed early so I can be up for the sun. But it's challenging because I like burning the candle at both ends. But I'm realistic now that you have to say, well, when do I want to enjoy the day? When it's sunny, great, get up early.
So Trevor, I just wanted to quickly inform you, we have unfortunately only 2 more minutes left, but I want to thank you for today. And how soon can I meet you again, and we can do a little bit of a follow-up with some other.
Yeah, well, what we could do is maybe let me look at my calendar and schedule it and give you 2 or 3 options for next week.
That's good.
And then you can just let me know.
I'm happy. I'm all yours. So I want to catch back up, and this is such good news. And thank you for catching up with me. I'm so delighted.
Yeah, namaste. May the blessings be.
And blessings and good luck for everything on your path, Trevor. I'm so happy to see you. Blessings.
Okay, we'll catch up next week, Daniela.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.